真空
The arcade we had in Lake Forest Mall in Gaithersburg, I grew up in, we had this big, humongous arcade. And
Was that in the bottom floor?
yeah, the bottom floor, like, soon as you come in the beginning, whatever, and it was gone. And I'm like, dude, like, all these games that was there, like, the fucking, what's the joint, the one with the Predator joint, the Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah, they
I
had that
seen
there.
that. Yeah, they had that joint there. They had the virtual driver or whatever.
Yeah.
They had this little ramp where you could drive the ramp. I just try to kill myself on purpose, but yeah, man, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the arcades. I mean, I have a lot like Rio. Did you ever go to Rio back in the day?
Real was
Yeah,
Rio Sportland. Dude, that was like the biggest arcade, man.
They had like they had roller skating ring.
Yeah.
They had the batting cages,
Yup.
arcade.
Yup.
They had the little Velcro joint too.
Dude, that was actually the first place that I ever saw Mortal Kombat.
Over, I
Because
think
they
that
had it on
yeah.
that huge screen.
Yeah, the big ass screen. Yeah.
And I went there for a birthday party, right?
Yeah.
And I will never forget this. I walk in the front door,
Uh-huh.
right? And because that machine was so loud, and I walk in, and all I hear is, "Finish him!" And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I go beelining like towards where the sound was. And and again, just like what I was saying with Street Fighter 2,
Yeah.
it was the same shit. Like kids all over the place just watching it.
Yeah.
And I get up there and I'm watching them like they're fucking each other up,
Yeah.
right? And I don't remember who's using who, but a kid was using Johnny Cage.
Uh-huh.
And he uppercuts the shit out of him. I see all this blood. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then the part comes where it's like, finish him. And I just see the motherfucker hit him and the head falls off. Like Johnny Cage knocks the dude's head off.
You remember all the
And
games?
after that,
Remember,
I'm like,
remember when Mortal Kombat came out and they tried to have all the other fucking clones that came out for the game? Like,
Oh.
Pit Fighter, was it Pit Fighter?
I fucking hate that game.
I
dude.
really
That game's
do,
garbage.
too.
That game's trash. Dude.
Oh, but off subject a little bit. I also want to talk about a game that's kind of close to my heart. It's Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Oh
Yeah.
man, me and my brother was there. We wouldn't even go outside. We just
So
go
you had it for the NES?
Yeah,
They had like they had like two levels.
They
in
had
there.
the one with the Shogun. With
yeah, the
with
Shogun,
tiger,
and then they had
and the snow one.
the polar bear with the leather jacket. You get the fucking rocks thrown at you. It's so tight.
I love it, man. They don't, and that's what I'm saying. Like I know the games, the graphics these days, they're great, but they don't make them games like they used to no more, man.
Like even though the graphics were not that great, they still had charm to them, man. Like I think they're still tight as fuck. They're fun as shit, dude.
All right, so
Yeah.
what year is next?
Next for me was 1996.
So that's kind of the same year like I want to talk about, but you can go ahead because I think what you're gonna say is kind of like ties into what I was
What
gonna
you're
say.
gonna say, yeah. I mean, I got a PlayStation, the original PlayStation, in Christmas of '95, and I don't remember even what the first couple games I got with.
Uh-huh.
The games that I remember getting though was what came out the following year,
Okay.
and that was Resident Evil.
Yep.
And that game changed my life as far as how I played.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like,
Yeah.
no joke,
Yeah.
like that game, that just got me hooked. Street Fighter Alpha 2, which is actually my favorite Street
Yeah.
Fighter Alpha. Like I know that Alpha 3 is probably the
I
most
like 3.
popular one, but
Yeah.
Part 2 was my
2 is
favorite.
really
Oh
good.
my dude,
Two
like
really good.
people don't understand. I'm PlayStation to my heart. Like I love PlayStation.
You got a PlayStation 1 back in the day?
No, I stole my first PlayStation. Me and my brother, we stole our first PlayStation. We had Ridge Racer. We had
Ridge
we had
Racer.
so many. We had a Bloody Roar, which I still love to this day.
Oh, Bloody Roar. The first one?
It's just so
Twisted Metal 2 came out.
Oh
in
my god, that's what I want to talk about.
Tekken 2 came
Oh my
out
God,
that same
dude.
year.
I'm a big Tekken
Tomb
guy,
Raider
too.
came out that same year.
So-
You know, I
fucking
put
killed
Tomb
it.
Raider. I used to jump off the cliff just to
Watch her like get on
She's
to
dead.
door.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, when I did that, I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh damn. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, damn, okay.
Man, that joint, I think that PlayStation is what changed the game. Like
Yeah,
for
so
me. Like that was a game changer.
what other joints you got on there too?
Well, that was those were really the only PlayStation games
Okay.
for that
We
particular
had Siphon.
year.
I had also had
Siphon.
Siphon Filter
Yup,
too.
Siphon Filter.
Yep, I remember when that one
I
came
had a
out.
code where I just had the big grenade launcher. That's all I would shoot.
Yo, what I liked about Siphon Filter was the taser. You just hold that joint and the guy just turns all crispy. But I mean, going off what Josh said, 1996 was that's the other year I wanted to pick because I mean me and Josh we grew up together. So when he had the PlayStation, I went to his house, right? And I'm still 16-bit. I'm still Super Nintendo. And then I remember going to his house and
Just have a game on.
he had a friend over and he had this PlayStation. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so the first time I saw him play, he was playing this game D. I don't know if you heard of D.
Yo.
It's like a weird ass game, and so they're playing it, and I'm like, what is this? It's like, it's a game. I'm like, that's not a game. And they're like, yeah, it is. I'm like, nah, because the graphics were just amazing, right?
Right.
So they're like, so I remember they told me like, tell me where to go and I'll move it and I'll prove to you that it's really a game. I was like, alright, move to the left, and they started moving to the left. I was like, oh shit! I was like, holy shit! And so I was like,
Unreal.
I was like, holy shit! Like, goodbye 16-bit. I was like, fuck that. And then like, so then the other game was Resident Evil. He had Resident Evil, and I remember him playing it. And the thing that just like blew me away was the actors in the beginning. I was like, holy shit, is this real? Like they had actors in this joint.
The live action.
And at the end where they're like, introduce Chris Redfield. And it was like a movie. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I gotta get a PlayStation. I was like, this shit is done. It's over. I was like, PlayStation. And then I remember that summer, Trust Real got a PlayStation.
Yeah.
He had Twisted Metal 2.
Yo.
Dude, that game, like,
Dude, I've had so much Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my
Crash
God.
Bandicoots
That
Racing.
came out in '96.
yeah, dude, that was the first game I rented.
Whatever joints.
Rival Schools.
Oh my gosh, Rival Schools.
Yes.
Rival Schools.
That game is
was
still
my-
fun even today.
Dog,
dude.
you can make your own. Like you could make your own character, put the moves that you want.
Yes,
I actually had the baseball bat. I would hit you so hard. The screen. I hit everything with the bat. The screen would back out, and you see the character in the sky like this.
Dog,
Russia. They had Sakura in that joint.
They had Roberto, the soccer player, the soccer goalie.
They had even the teacher faculties were nice. The dude Hideo,
the gym teacher that will smack you with the ruler.
He used to have the Run DMC.
Yeah, Adidas track
Yeah,
jacket.
the track jacket. If you guys get your hands on Rival Schools, I still want that game. Oh man, it's
Dreamcast though.
The Dreamcast one is even good.
version of it.
You probably
No,
played
with
Dreamcast.
Rival Schools, that was a 2-disc joint too.
Yeah, that was a 2-disc
Yeah.
joint too.
2-disc.
Yeah, that game was really, really good.
Dude, PS1, oh my gosh, dude.
That's
It's
so much good.
It's so good. And it's funny because I always hear people talking about the N64 like it's the shit. But dude, people.
I'll take the N64 with a baby. Crack that joint.
Dude, but the Sony.
Fuck 64.
Like PS1, I'm sorry, PS1 completely changed everything. Dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, man,
it was night and day, dude. Like it was crazy because like there was so much variety. They had 2D games, they had 3D games, they had everything. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I feel bad because I'm missing out. I'm not even talking about certain games that I played. PS1 was it just changed the game for me.
Yeah,
I love that
absolutely. And see, 96, and it's funny because 96 was when N64 came out.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Super Mario 64, and I thought that it was
good.
really cool that you
Yeah.
could go all over the place.
Yeah.
There were some good things about N64, but N64 didn't hold up to the PlayStation.
It was a letdown because like I thought I wanted an N64 because they're gonna have like Mario, they're gonna bring everything. So I thought, all right, cool. And there were still cartridges, and I just remember like a year or two later went by, and it just like everybody had a PlayStation, dude. I went with PlayStation because you had it, David had it,
Yep.
I had to get it, and everybody had it, dude. And I'm glad I made that decision, man, because like
I wish I still had my.
was
I still have my PS2.
Right.
PS2, yeah. PS2.
I love PS2.
Yeah, I
And
did too.
that's why I got my.
Dude,
Metal
all
Gear.
the Sony consoles were tight.
Yeah.
And then for my biggest memories for PS2 was just like the Metal Gears when the new games started coming out. I was just like, oh my god, I fucking love Metal Gear.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Okay, and then didn't Resident Evil Part 2 come out for PS2?
No, that came out on PS1, and Metal Gear Part 1 came out on PS1.
I'm gonna tell you, look, Resident Evil scared the shit out of me so bad. My man had to walk me home.
Damn, dude, for
I was
real?
like, dog, nah, walk
Was
me
that
home.
serious?
Yeah, I was scared, dog. Like when it was the one with the liquor jumped through the window, and then after that, John was like, it was getting late. I was like, man, you gotta walk me home, man. Resident Evil 2. Like, man,
Dude, I used to love that shit, man. I love it, man.
yeah, but I still got mine. I got the skinny Resident Evil. I mean the skinny PS2.
PS2
Yeah.
Slim.
I
Yeah.
had the fat joint too. I don't know what happened to it.
I remember when I got the PS2, the first memory that I have of it was I picked up Devil May Cry.
Oh man.
And that was the first time that I remember watching, that was the first time that I truly recognized that it was a step up in graphics.
Oh,
like,
really?
because
Yeah.
Oh,
I
the
was playing,
cinematics.
yeah, because it was
Yeah.
like at the end I was playing like the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
At that point, and then PS2 came out, and I don't remember what the first couple games were that I played on PS2, but I didn't really feel like it was going to challenge the Dreamcast. Like I was kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Dog,
And then when I saw Devil May Cry, I was like,
dog, Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry's graphics was so good that when that was done the cutscene, my character was just standing there because I thought it was still in the cutscene. And I smacked the controller. He was like, oh, okay, yeah. That's how good the graphics were, man.
Devil May
Yeah.
Cry
Yeah.
was fucking sick. You know, Devil May Cry was actually supposed to be Resident Evil 4.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
It was supposed to be like a type of, but then they just made it into
But they made it
complete.
into something completely
Thank
different.
God. You gotta split them up.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the end on 96 though is we were talking about the death of the arcade.
Yeah.
right? That was the last year that I remember 2 arcades that came out. Not to say that there weren't arcades that I played after that,
Yeah.
but the 2 that I remember wanting to go and play in the arcade, and that was Virtua Cop 2
Okay.
and Metal Slug.
Oh man, Metal Slug.
Yeah.
I remember Metal Slug being like one of the last arcade machines. I was like, yeah, arcade. You know, after
Right.
that it was like, you know, nobody really gave a fuck.
Yeah,
So I was like,
after that, it just kind of was like, you know,
Yeah,
there were games
it
that I
kinda
played,
phased
like
out,
Street
yeah.
Fighter
It kinda,
3
like,
and
phased
things
out.
like that that would come out, but that was kind of the phase out period.
So like, I guess ending like, I know you got one more year. Let's just end it with one more year. What's the last year you got?
2009 is probably the most recent year
Okay.
that I would say. I mean, this year I feel has been a great year for games, but 2009 is the last time that I was like really into it, and that was Street Fighter 4, Batman Arkham Asylum, Assassin's Creed 2.
I beat all the Arkhams on PS3.
Yeah, that's tight.
Dragon Age Origins, Modern Warfare 2, Punch Out on Wii came out that year. Ghostbusters, the video game, Brutal Legend, BlazBlue, Miramosa,
the Demon Blade for the Wii.
yeah,
Oh,
Raiden 4, Borderlands, and Bayonetta. I
My
mean, that
thing
was
is
just like a
Yeah.
stable of games in one year. That was like,
like with Josh has 2009 is like more of his recent. Like to me, the more recent year is probably honestly probably this year, dude.
Yeah.
Because like the PS4 is coming. I feel like this new generation of gaming is like tight. Because like I feel like they're kind of going back with like old school shit. Like the whole indie games is dope, and like it's just the games are a lot better. I feel like there's more variety. Whereas like last gen, I felt like a lot of them were like first person shooters were the most popular games.
I don't play for it. I don't play for it.
You
I don't
know,
like
and it's
first
like so
person
like this year. I think this year has been kind of. This year has got me back into like current gen, whereas I wasn't, man. A couple years ago, I was all about like retro shit. You know, like.
I can see, you see this motherfucker's room and get all the fucking
Yeah, dude. So I mean, that was it, man. I don't know. Anything else?
nah, I
Any
mean,
memories?
you know, just any memories that you guys
Yeah.
got that you want to share, anything that you guys want to talk about that we talked about on here, leave it in the comments, guys. I mean, we love all the feedback and you guys.
I really like to hear other people's stories, man. I think
Yeah.
that shit is tight.
Absolutely.
Even if you want to do a response video, that's tight. Instead
Yeah.
of leaving a comment. So
Yeah.
guess we'll just leave it at that, man. Once again, like, share, subscribe. Do it. Like, like don't even. I'm not even asking. Like, don't even like hesitate. Like, I'm telling you, like, do that shit. So,
You know what you can do? Every time we drop a video, just hit like before you watch it. Just
I
hit
mean, you
like.
know what? I think some people actually do that shit.
I do
Yeah, I
too.
No
appreciate
bullshit.
it. Yeah, man.
So, and other than that, man, like follow us on Facebook and share the videos. Like I think sharing would actually be like help us out, you know, because we're trying to like get out there. We're trying to promote ourselves. We're trying to get this channel out, and we're trying to provide you guys with really good content.
And a lot of times, you asked us to do certain things, and we'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
you know, hey, you got some ideas? We'll, you know, because we always got fresh ideas. You know, to change up the. We try to keep it different every once in a while, but
yeah,
put your ideas down.
and yeah,
Like, share, subscribe.
like,
Share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
So that I guess that's it. We'll just leave it off of that.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.